All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Ben's Brick Designs. I'm Ben. Happy Sunday. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you coming by. Today we're going to be doing some design work in studio. So I hope you have your how do you do this in studio questions lined up. I'd be happy to answer anything you have about working in the software, or if you have Lego questions or anything, or just want to chat. Also, Happy New Year. Wasn't able to get one stream done last week, but we had gone out to a friend's birthday party and stayed out pretty late doing karaoke. And my voice was shot the next day and really wasn't feeling too great, so don't want to take a chance and make my voice any worse, so postponed it till now. Good morning, Mac Ops. How are you doing? Thank you for being here as always. So we're still working on the stadium, but as you can see, I got quite a bit done getting the little back buildings all laid out, and did the corrections on the stanchions for the roof. So the last little bit is to get that section roof in there and make sure all this works inside the shops here, and then of course lay out the roof bits for all the shops, and then we should be done with this section. Also getting the scoreboard put in here. For the purposes of Brick Rodeo, I may not put the full back buildings on here. If you look at the actual stadium, you can see there's a huge section of buildings. This would be fun putting solar panels on this, but it will involve adding like a whole extra little bit of stuff back here that's like added onto the base plate here. So if I've got time and I've got the ability to make me get those parts done, this will be displayed like this at Brick Rodeo. It'll be seen from the front. Very rarely will anybody really see it from the back. So this is all the important part right here. So that's kind of it. Good morning, Bev and Missy. How are you? Thank you for being here. Hope you had a good New Year's Eve. And again, excited to get this done. I think I want to get to the stadium soon and take some more pictures, because there's some parts that I'm not really sure how they are laid out in reality, like the colors of the buildings, how far they go back. I think they go back all the way. I'm not really sure. So, and as always, let me know if the video and the audio is working well, if you can hear and see me okay. Provided the technology holds up, I don't think we should have a problem. But I'm almost to the point on this model now where I can start ordering parts. So I'm pretty excited. All the cheese wedges, I already have all the cheese wedges I'm going to need for this. It's going to be a matter of, I think I have enough of the snot bricks, but I may need more snot bricks. I've got a huge bag of them, but I think I've used half of what I had for the first two sections. So I may need an additional amount for the last two here. Also, I'm going to need a ton of gray cheese wedges, 1x something plates in gray. I think I've used quite a bit on just the first two of my own, so I'm going to have to order parts for that. And then, of course, all the support bricks over here. These are all just 1x6s, so like whatever colors I can get for cheap, I'm going to do that. I had a box that I've been using for years. I just keep 2x6 bricks in gray that I've been using for quite a while for this specific purpose, to like shore stuff up, to make a platform something. Mariana's Bricks, good afternoon. Hello, Walter. How are you? It's been a while. Yes. I don't know how to say Happy New Year in Portuguese. Somebody said it to me the other day. With the person that we went out for karaoke, her birthday, her husband is Portuguese. They're his family's from Brazil. So in learning Portuguese, that was part of my, when I was trying to learn some, it was to talk to you, it was to talk to his family. So Boa Ane, maybe, something like that. Anyway, so let's get going. I left off last time I kind of did this on my own, just cramming the pillars in here. And I want to make sure that I go back and fill the areas that need to be so I can make the roofs, but also these sections that obviously the pillar is going through. I gotta clean those up so it's actually got a hole in there, and then figure out the one section in here that will also have the scoreboard in it. So that's gonna be the next process. Hi Vab, how are you? Bom Anno, nice. All right, so we're getting going. Yeah, I hope everybody's had a good new year. I know we're starting off great. Go America. Neither here nor there, really, but it's kind of, we didn't wait too long before 2026 said, hold my beer. So there we are. So the middle section here, I've angled these so, and this was a suggestion from somebody in our lug, to have all these pointed the same direction so I could put the cross beams on it facing all the same direction, so it's just easier to like stack stuff next to it. Just put a run of bricks or clips with bars or something that all kind of goes one direction, right? That'd be super easy. But it's going to be this middle one. Maybe have it go both ways. I don't know how to do that, but this giant scoreboard will be in the middle of it. So I think what I'm going to do first is I'm going to clean up the areas here that don't have, you can see some of these have a hole in it to where those line up. And I know these work. It says it's bumping into this, but it's not really in real life. I've tested it. So that's just kind of going to be there. It might lean a little bit. There's such a give from the base being way down here and everything. So been away from YouTube for a while. Mariana, studies are a priority. Absolutely. Always, school is always a priority for everybody. So that's totally appreciating. All right. So these are all in their own sections. So I am going to move them apart so I can work on them. I don't like where you can double click on these and like work individually within the subgroup. I don't like doing that. It kind of worries me that I may end up adding something that wasn't meant to be there. So what I'll end up doing is just like releasing this all and then go back at the end and make it one big group again so I can move it. But for now, we're just gonna ungroup it and work from within. So this plate needs to go away. And then we'll replace it with some other stuff to kind of go around this. And that may mean putting more of these little support pillars inside here to hold up whatever we decide to do. So shouldn't be too bad. This should take a little bit of time. And here we move the studio and Lego stuff from the living room to an empty bedroom we have in the house. Nice. So now you've got your like a dedicated room for it. That's pretty cool. I think the best way to do this is going to be a 8x16 because that will, nope, that's going to run into the pillar. So that will not be the best way to do it. Maybe back here. Okay, that's good there. And then 6x16. Cool. That should work. And then I don't need to fill this in right here. Nobody's going to see that. I just need a thing right here. So all I need to do, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That won't be a full 8 because that'll bump into that. Is to put, that's not going to be load bearing. So we're going to get a 4 by whatever plate. We're reusing these in white on the roof. I don't want lavender. What piece am I using that's lavender? I bet it's one of these. Yeah, there it is right there. These 8 by 16 plates, the cheapest ones say they're in lavender. For some reason, I don't know. I've never actually seen one in lavender. The only ones I have are gray and white, that big, and tan. So I must be seeing something else. So we'll do, I think 2 by 8 is going to be too big because I think it'll bump into that. Yeah. So we'll do 2 by 6. Actually, now that that place is in place, I think what I'll do to fill up that whole thing is do this and that, and we'll get a 7. Yay, that's filled in. So that's done. See how easy that was? I don't know why everyone thought that was going to be such a hard thing to do. This is going to be a little bit of a problem, I can already tell. Right here. So I may put another one of these guys in here. I can get it to fit in there if I can. I'm gonna hide that. I'm gonna put him right here. Show everything. Just want to make sure that this guy is catching the corners of this, because while it may not be too load bearing, at some point I am going to put stuff in here to make a little roof. And I want to make sure when I'm pushing down on it, I'm not pushing the floor out underneath it. So that's pretty much done. Now in the other ones over here, I have built little black walls so that when you're looking at it, there's really nothing behind it, so you don't see it. So I'm probably going to do the same with these, is build little black walls. But first things first, you got to make sure that, you know, there's no collisions. So that one looks to be pretty good. So we'll come over here and finish with this one. This one's gonna be a little more complicated because I'm taking out both of these. So let's go ahead and group this again so I don't lose it. So then I can move this back over if I want to, and we'll save. Really no new news from Lego. I think I saw that there was an Easter wreath coming out that looked pretty fun. I'm a big fan of Easter sets for some reason. Lego seems to like putting out sets, but Easter seems to be a one that I like picking up for some reason. I think there's, I don't know if it's a rumor, but I did see a photo of the Witch King of Agmar. I don't know if it was the Witch King or if it was actually Sauron, but his big helmet. And it looked pretty cool. So between that and Minas Tirith, I don't know. Those might be my two exceptions to buying this year. But again, like if I wait on Minas Tirith, that's coming out in June. If I wait 6 months until after we get back from the UK and buy it the following year, I bet I could find it slightly cheaper. I don't see that being retired for a good year or so at least. So, yeah. All right, so we'll ungroup this guy. And this will have 2 replacements, so I need to get rid of both of these. And again, easiest thing to do is to throw on some 8x16s in the back. I can make those know exactly where they're going, because sometimes they don't like to line up. So, Walter, when you're not doing schooling stuff with Mariana, what are you guys still building? Are you still just doing microfighters, or have you moved on to other sets? Yeah, and we're going to need another one of these in there to hold the middle up. And I'll move this. Let's see, that should be the middle. And I move it forward a little bit like that. Should be 4 on each or 3 on each. Yeah, that's good. Okay, and then again, we're gonna do the 6x16s because these worked pretty well to hold up the shop itself. I can get them to all right, that works pretty well. I like that. And again, it gets caught by that last little pillar there, so I'm happy with that. And since there's no real floor in there, I mean, I can just cover that up with a really long, already using 2x16s. Well, it doesn't look great. So maybe 2 2x10s. So I've already started on, for those in the lug, in our lug, have you started on your lug build for the January? It's supposed to be like space business, like bureaucracy or offices in space, but I think I'm going to take mine to sort of a realistic. Now this isn't great. I'm going to go ahead and say this isn't great. So what I might do is put some 2x4s under here, just like this, to kind of hold them up. I'm gonna do, if I can remember the name of the name has Grace in it. NASA Grace Satellite. Somebody Grace. That's not it. New satellite. I remember what it looks like, and I always forget what it's called. Named after scientist. I'll look it up. But what I was going to do, there's a great picture of, it's another, it may already be launched. I thought it was, and Vab may know a little bit, but it was a, crap. It's named after a woman scientist. And I can't remember if it was the one that was like the full, like it's going to do a full map of the sky. It can do like really large chunks of the sky really quickly. And I can't remember the name of it, but there's a great image of them building it. And I'm going to take I need to buy more of these guys, but these clean room guys from the rocket launch assembly thing. And I want to get at least two more of these guys, putting the satellite together in the assembly room. And then off to the side have like an administrative, like they're viewing it from a window, and have like non-clean room people kind of observing. So, hey Johnny, how's it going? Micro Spark City. Oh, that's cool. That's really neat. I really liked that. Yeah, I'm going to try to figure out. It may not be a NASA satellite. It may be an ESA. Satellites named after. Most of them are named after scientists, but this was like scientist. I thought it was Grace something. This isn't it. I don't think it's the Grace FO, because that's an acronym. Maybe it'll show an image and I'll be able to recognize it. I kind of recognize the shape of it. That may be it. It's like a box with kind of a conical deployment on the top that's got like that unfolds. That's not it. I'm never gonna be able to find it. I always do this. Anyway, I'll look it up. I don't think it's this one. It's a deep space photography satellite. It's not a Earth photography satellite. Yeah, last day of freedom before going back to work. Agreed. Everybody always gets the Sunday sads, but this is after the liminal times Sunday sads. So not super happy about that. Something I did remove from the roof was the roof acting or being attached to the building here. I was using it for stability. Yeah, I don't like that. I think I'm gonna have to do something about that. I don't think that's gonna work. I don't know if you can see that or not, but there's like it butts into the plate, and I don't think that's gonna line up right. It might. So I thought about somehow like getting some brackets on here or turning the plates sideways so they could attach. But honestly, if the roof moves independently from the shops a little bit, I'd be okay with that. Like I'm not too concerned about that. This isn't gonna be that wobbly. And the roof itself is going to be heavy enough that it's not going to really need that. I do worry about it maybe pushing the seat sections forward. So I may go back once I've got it designed and kind of built in person to see if I can monkey with it and then come back and do that here. But for now, I'm all right with it. But that leaves a lot of room to just like put the little trim on it. You can see there's a little trim on the top here, which we can just do with plates. Tiles would be more expensive, and I don't mind using just plates here. So what I might do is do this, because I think I used corner plates here specifically. So this one's unlocked. So we'll see how this fits here. So we got to extend it a little bit. And that's a 8. So yeah, we'll just put a 4 in there. That's fine. Dark gray, and Bob's your uncle. This one is a little bigger than this one. Go ahead and ungroup this one. This one is a little smaller than the other ones, I think. Nope, that fits perfectly. Good deal. This one. Also fits perfectly. Cool. It all works well. Yeah, these two end ones, while not that way in person, I kind of had to make a executive call that they were a little bigger so they lined up with the seats, but I don't think anyone's going to care. This weekend's been pretty good, pretty chill. So today's going to be more doing this. Took down some holiday decorations, packed up my Christmas Village Lego stuff. I'm going to take down the rest of the Christmas stuff inside the house today, which isn't a ton of stuff. I don't go crazy over it. The most I have up is all the nutcrackers. I've got like 30 some nutcrackers, but they're all kind of in the same spot. I just have to put them back into a box. I did spend the weekend, so a while ago, we missed, my fault, we missed, oh, you know what I need to work on? This section before I finish anything else. This section needs to be worked on. So I'm going to regroup this. Move him back over. 1 year I missed the deadline for lug bulk. Beth was having surgery, and it was like right during the time, and her parents were in town, and life just kind of got in the way, and I missed the deadline for the application. Like, I had said that we were interested in applying for it, but then I didn't actually submit the names and apply for it, so we missed out. And nobody still gives me crap about it. I give myself crap about it. So what we did instead was somebody found a really good deal on a lot of stuff at Walmart. They knew the people who worked at Walmart by them, and they got basically these two sets at like 80% off, like really, really inexpensive. And it was pallets full of stuff. So what they did is they bought everything. It's like $4,000 worth of stuff, maybe more. But at that point, you're getting $8,000 to $12,000 worth of Lego because of the discount. And so we had our own lug bulk where people would sign up and buy these two sets. One of them was it was an Ninjago set called a Boulder Blaster. And then another set that was just a 3-in-1, or it wasn't even a 3-in-1. It was just like a creator parts set, right? That was just a box of parts. And you could buy different combinations. And so I ended up with like 11 of the Boulder Blasters and like 4 or 5 of the creator parts boxes. So we got a lot of parts for not a lot of money. And they weren't checking the form. I hate checking the LAN every day. The thing that makes me sad about checking the LAN every day is they are onboarding so many fan media accounts. They're just like every couple weeks there's new fan media accounts, and it's like, okay. Once a month or so you'll get one lug. And I get it, lugs are bigger and they're a different animal, but it's kind of like, eh. This could actually be a full, why don't I do that here? I could just space that out. Anyway, we're gonna delete that and see what happens when we put this here. Yeah, so I missed the deadline and it sucked, but nobody really was on me about it. Oh, that works great. So we ended up with these sets, and for the longest time, the sets just sat in my house. Like I wasn't doing anything with them. Until this weekend, and I finally parted out 8 sets by myself. Picking up the guinea pigs. I'm guessing that's not a euphemism. Are you guys getting new guinea pigs? If so, congratulations. I hope, I wish you success. Thanks for coming by. I hope you have a good weekend, and I apologize for everybody having to go to work tomorrow. That sucks for us all. All right, so this just needs to be, this is going to be me going back to this now because I need a better, oh, that's a good shot too. That's a really good shot. Stadium DB by, that's a Polish name. I'm not going to be able to pronounce that. Grzegorz. I'm going to say that's Kalachek. GRZ at the beginning of a name, not Gregors. Wow, I'm not even going to try. But that's a good look at the stadium. Oh, okay, so you're just picking them back up. I see. Well, good luck. Happy reuniting with the small mammal parts of your family. All right, so that's a very good shot. That's a very good shot. Wow. Yeah, you can see a little more of this building right here. Oh, Stadium DB. This is what I want to look up. World stadiums. Can I just look up? I don't want to subscribe to a thing. I just want to Q2. Oh, it's right here. Oh, look at all these great images. Wow, and they're all huge. And this is from, these are the renders from the engineers. These are all like aerial drone shots. I forget what I was looking for. There's another good shot of the Southwest Gate. So this parking lot area is where we paint TIFO sometimes. It is big enough that it will take up most of this area right here. It'll go from this grass line to this grass line to about over here. That's how big the TIFO is. To give you an idea, these are trailer docks for the media trucks. Also, this little strip right here, this is where they grow replacement grass for the pitch. So grass that goes on here to fix the pitch when they've got damaged areas, usually in front of the goal or on the penalty spot or on the corners where there's a lot of traffic. This is where they grow the grass, this little patch right here. That's it. That's where it grows. It's really neat. Okay, I'm getting sidetracked. What was I looking for? What that one section, I'm not going to find it here. This is all aerial stuff. I need an interior of, oh, that's great, from the top. Yep, from the top. I think mine could have been a little bigger, a little taller apparently. That's so great. This is from the roof, what it looks like. But yeah, that's pretty good. I think a good likeness. I need to add stairs here. It reminds me, you need to put stairs in here. There's stairs right there. But this section right here is what I'm worried about. So we'll need stairs going up to it. That'll be on this plate right here. And then something right here. And then there's a big area right there that's already open. I don't think it's all that big. So it'll need to be, what is the distance between these two? We got one, that's right about there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It seems a really big walkway. because it's going to be the same as that walkway pretty much. So, I mean, I guess I could just copy this. I also need to fix this because that's gross. These need to be a different color, or this needs to be filled in. Can't really tell from here. I think it just goes straight down. So I might as well just turn those gray on the top there. I think I'll do that. Just turn these gray and be done with it. Okay. You can still see we're gonna have to fill in some areas. There's like some holes in here. Not too happy with, but that's what happens when you do angles and stuff. But again, from this, like, people are gonna be looking at it from like right here, so. Oh, and that gives me a good indication. Okay, so this gets cut off like this. So none of these buildings, by the looks of it, they all have gray. They end like right here. So that's good. So I need to fill in that gap, but also I can replace all these in the interior. So I'll have to go back and do that. Okay. It looks like the same setup on either side. So now all I have to do is fill in. How is this set up inside here? I can almost not even see that anymore. What I can do, this was good for a hot second. Let's replace these. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's too big. It's too beaucoup. 2. That's good. So then in here we've got 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can I get away with 6? 6 by something? Six by 16 plate can't be cheap. Oh, fuck. Almost, you were almost there. Speaking of pets, I need to contact my oldest child. I had a dream that we were babysitting their animals for them, but their animals consisted of an axolotl, 4 stoats, and a cat. And Beth and I went to breakfast this morning, and she went, "What's an axolotl?" I was like, it's like an amphibian. Let's see if I can get an interior of this where I need to. I don't think there was one. Good morning, Cliff. How are you? Thank you for being here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Sunday. Saw videos of your soon-to-be studio out in the back, the shed, the big area. Looks like it's going to be good. Yeah, see, this is constantly just showing the... Oh, there's the construction. Yeah, you can see they kind of had to raise up. They had to, like, put a bunch of dirt down and then dig a hole where the field was going to be to make this all work, and then dig out the back here for the loading area. They're constantly showing the seating area. They don't show like all the little shops and stuff in the back, so it's hard to get a good look at. Oh, that's a great shot from the rigging. Oh, this is perfect because I can see what the scoreboard is sitting on. So yeah, this is the speaker and lighting rigging from one side of the the roof. It's a really good shot. Oops. Okay, so virtually the same thing over here, and I think I might even change stuff over here to match what I just did, because the other side seemed a lot simpler. So we're going to, I need to put stairs in here too. So I'm going to take a lot of this and just copy and mirror it, if I can do that. I have a habit of going through and clicking multiple things, and then at some point my hand will like twitch while I'm clicking on something, and I'll either unselect everything that I've been clicking or I'll click something wrong. So it's always like that. Always a danger of clicking the wrong thing or losing it altogether. And I don't know how to not do that. Like, I don't know what to tell my body when I'm trying to click multiple things not to twitch out. Okay. Copy and mirror. And then I'm going to cut that. Return to main model. Come over here. And then paste this. Bob's your uncle. And it looks like it overshoots a little bit because there's going to be stairs coming up there. And that's fine. Yeah, isn't it frustrating? You're like, oh. Let's see, did it give... That's 5 wide, and this is going to be 5 wide. Okay, but I need to put in stairs on both of those. Okay, so that should work. And that's a little long. Okay, that's fine. I can turn these into 2s. That's not a problem. Brick. So yeah, so the weekend was spent unboxing and sorting through 8 of these Ninjago sets. And I'm trading all the figures, so I got 32 figures out of it. So I got, can't really see it, but that's a gold golden Kai figure. Golden Kai figure, right? With the little tile. I had 8 of those, and then a bunch of other figures that aren't as important, but still figures. So I'm trading these with George for a set. And I don't know how much figures are worth, really. The Golden Kai ones say they're worth $8 each. So it's like, I've got 32 of these figures. Do you want them? I'll trade you for something. And so I was like, how about I was like, how about all the figures and then like $50 for one of the sets that I see you have? And he's like, I think you're selling yourself way short. How about $30? Like, okay, that sounds great. Because I don't know. All right, that's good. I like that. That looks good. And then I'll do the same thing where I'll just put, this will need supports under here. I'm going to need to look at this section here and see what it's doing, because I think this is going to be part of this section that starts bending around the side. I don't think this is going to be big enough to look at, but oh, gross. Oh, that's a good one. Nope, that's the wrong side. That would have been perfect though. That's pretty good. Yeah, it starts, so there's a whole other section. Oh, how am I gonna do this? Because this just stops where the tunnel is. This stops here, but then starts with this corner section. Technically, this is still flush with this, but I would have to then create a whole new section of concourse to line up with it. So what I might do is just fill this in for Brick Rodeo, just close all this up so you don't see any of it. And then work on the rest later. So what that means is I'm going to put this over here to hold this up. Boop. Nope. Boop. Lost the music again. Okay. No, it didn't freeze. I'd had it on the wrong. I still had it on build and not design because I am a goofball. And I think I want to do the corners of this, so I'm going to put another thing here, but this may be colored gray. Because I want to then move these back, this back. Now, I'm going to fill in all of this. I don't like putting stuff under stuff necessarily, because that means building it in such a way that you have to. This cursor is in the wrong spot. You have to since if it's not load bearing, you have to remember to put it under there once you've built everything else. And I'm not a huge fan of doing that, but there's really no other good way to do it. To fill in this area. And then a brick. And then I'll just repeat. Copy and paste this. Rotate it. Put it. Oh, it was right there. Sometimes I notice when I'm putting stuff to get in Studio a lot, it snaps there the very first time you try it, but you don't trust it, so you don't do it. You don't let go. And then it never works after that. There we go, perfect. Okay, good. So now all I'm gonna do for now is do this. I don't understand why lining up with the brick right above it is such a difficult thing for the software. And then 2 plates, I guess. Again, this is just for, this will all be covered by another seating section, but this is just for getting it Brick Rodeo ready. Like I might cover this with a slope. There are big slopes. Did I cover the other side with this? Nope, not yet. I haven't covered this area in the tunnel yet because I wasn't really sure what I was doing with these supports yet. So, like, that's wrong. I don't know why that's in there at all. But yeah, this will all have to go. It's not going to be part of the south stands. So whatever I do over here, I'm trying to decide if I want to fill up this whole section or not. Because when it's all together, it'll be fine, but from the side, it'll look a little funny. Let's go ahead and save because I've done a lot of work. Out of coffee. That's terrible. Tattoos are healing nicely. Still a little flaky on part of it, but for the most part, they've healed. So I'm pretty happy about that. And now the set's complete on both sides. So now I can wait and decide if I want to do something on the back here. Like I think one big one on each side, but we'll figure that out later. There are big slopes, these guys, but it's the wrong angle. But I have a lot of them. These are 55 degrees. I don't think they have 45 degree ones. So I could do like another. Hey, it's Vince. I was not at the Stitch thing. Hi, Vince. That's okay. It was chill. There weren't a ton of people there. We held it down, I think. Now, here's the question. Do I want to do that, or do I want to do... Yeah, there's maybe 10 people total. So not a ton, but it was a good group. And I was only there till about 3. I wanted 6. I was in there the full 4 hours. Then there was a TIFO meeting after, which I didn't stay for. They're still deciding on what they want to do. I think they've got some ideas, but they're like pulling ideas from past recommendations. So I'm sure we'll hear soon. It's already forming gaps. I really don't like that. These are 45 and I want just slightly less than 45. I don't think there's a 40-degree angle. Is there a 60? I could do a snot brick 60. No, not. It would have to be 30. Those are 30. Really? Cheese wedges are 30? Let's see what happens. Except then you got to do it by plate. I really don't want to get too carried away with this. Because this is a lot of pieces. And that's still not going to be the right. It's going to be close though. So this is what I did with the shops, is I did 2 plates, 1 plate brick, 2 plates, 1 plate brick, you know, all the way up. And you do 2 plates, and then you do 1 plate, and then you do a brick. And then you do a brick. And you do 2 plates. And then you do 1 plate. Now I gotta do 1x4 bricks. So I'll put a 1x4 brick down here. And a 1x3 brick right here. And a 1x1 brick right here. All right, so then I've got 1 plate. And then I've got a brick. And then I don't have a 2. Nope. And I do 2 plates. Vince, how's your Murga practice going? You guys having fun? Are you still getting together? Off season? All right, that works. I kind of want to fill in this area right here with something, but I don't think I did on the other side yet. So let's see what fits over here and what doesn't. But I like that. That looks good. I'm going to save this for now, and then I'm going to group this back together, and we're going to work on... Not got together in a while. So group that guy. Move him back. Oh, that makes sense. All right. Looking good. So the thing is, now I can turn all of this gray. All these shops. I'll go back and do that later, but all these shops, the cutoff is like right here, and then it's all gray under here, which would replicate all this, which means now I have an idea of what I want to do over here too for the tunnel, for the closing up of that section. So that worked out well. It's a lot of parts, but cheese wedges aren't expensive. 1x1 plates aren't expensive. Regular bricks aren't expensive. You get them in large quantities, you're fine. It's not like I'm getting specialized anything, so I'm not too worried about that. It's still going to be quite a bit, but it's, you know, it's doable. I just have to keep an eye on the pick-a-brick wall, and I don't think, even if we do lug bulk this year, that I'm going to have, even if we order super early, we're not going to get it before Brick Rodeo, and I don't want to be working on this, you know, the first or the week before Brick Rodeo. Although Kalahari is like 10 minutes from my house. I could be working on it during the show and bringing it back and forth, but whatever. All right, so before I do that, well, you know what? Let's throw all the black backgrounds in all these guys. And then, no. Let's make the black backgrounds go around this, which means now I want to figure out how to hold up this is all I needed to do to now figure out how to hold up the scoreboard. So let's get the scoreboard in there. I'm so excited to do these little lights. You have no idea. Okay, so let's get the scoreboard in there. and figure out how to hold it up. So we can put the last of the support trusses in there. See, this already looks weirdly off-center. Oh no, there we go. That's better. Okay. So yeah, this is gonna be in the middle of, it comes out a little at the back. So I think like that. And that makes more sense because I don't want it to conflict with the back too much, but I'm okay with it being in the middle. We'll leave enough room for a monitor, and then we'll be on our way. Lego stuff. There's a couple Lego games that got released shortly before the holidays, like fallish in November. Is anybody playing any Lego games? I forget what they are. I actually got, I put Battlefront 2 Kyber on my PC. I've been grinding the last 3 hero milestones on PlayStation. I've got 3 left, and then I've technically I've maxed out all my infantry. I haven't maxed out all the heroes or all the vehicles or anything like that, but I've maxed out all my infantry. And I've almost beat all the milestones that you can beat with your heroes. But the problem is like, get 2,500 kills with Darth Maul. And it's like, you can play a round of co-op, which is just 4 players and some AI, and that's the best way to do it. But even then, it's like, you might get between 50 or 60 kills. So you have to do that like 20 times to get this unlocked. And I've been playing for 7 years already. It's like, that's wild. And I still haven't unlocked them yet. All right, so I think that's lined up properly. It feels like there's a space there that I don't want. And I'm not going to be able to find anything really closer. It looks like there's gaps in between here as well. So I'd like a gap here. But this would mean, because this is already uneven. These are already, what is this, 8s? These are 8. No, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. So 10s all the way across. So if I wanted to shorten 1 to a 9. Well, I want it done and I want it done right. So is there another view of this? Of the scoreboard? That's big. This is why I can't wait to start going back to the game so I can get better photos of this for myself. Because I know what I need to look at. This is pretty cool. This shows like how the stadium opens up for concerts. So like you can see how they take out all the seats. All the seats are on metal. They're all kind of come off together. And then the whole bottom opens up. They put a stage here and everything. Yeah, there's a gap there. So let's make it for real. So I think the best way to do it would be to work on it while it's in place here, which I don't really like, but I get it. So I'm going to get rid of that. Get rid of that. One of these is going to go. That sucks. That's why I kind of liked it, I think, is because I could have... And I don't want it off too much on like a jumper. Like if I had it a half brick over, because then I'd have to set it all up on jumpers. And that wouldn't really jive with the rest of the roof, because this all still, the top here connects to the catwalk stuff here. So I don't want to make it not work with that. Although if I just have holes here, maybe it'll be all right. No, because I still have to like have it sitting on stuff. There's a big, like, can't really see from here, because it looks like it's just floating above here, right along here. But it's a big it looks like a big concrete thing right here. So I don't know how to make that work. Ooh, ooh. Nope, I'm not gonna do it that way. I think what I'll end up doing... Okay, let's put all that back. Because I was going to say this crossbar, I don't know if I can see it in the pictures I've taken. I take so many stupid animal pictures. Like I don't know what my... Kind of see it in here. There's these crossbars. It looks like about halfway down this thing that starts connecting with the big section of seats. And then it's got these big crossbars that go across inside. So instead of doing a big brick thing, what I might do, because then I could get is just do a big face, just plates, and then I could attach the plates with like snot brick, because as it is, there's going to be no way for me to keep these sections separate without also building this into the superstructure of the roof pylons. So I think instead I'm going to take this back a bit, and I'm going to make a backing for this, and then I'm going to make so I think I'll finish out the roof on this section, then finish out all the cross beams, then figure out where to put the monitor. Because I think the Jumbotron here, I can build a frame that's part of each section and have each section come together with that part of a frame. But then when I put the monitor in it, the monitor can just sit there, and I can actually kind of, if I put snot bricks on it, I could put plates around it to hold the monitor in place. What I really need to do is be buying the monitor for this, so I can start building around it to see if it actually works. And then of course leaving a hole back here. And I don't know how it will go with this whole model, but maybe I can have it run down the last pillar and then out this way for video and power. So, am I going to the opener? Likely. I think, because I go with a group, and I think they already got their tickets. We were going to go to a couple away games too. We were going to try to go to Toronto and Vancouver, but then we decided to go to the UK next year. Excuse me. So we'll be saving up for that instead of going to the away games. All right, so yeah, I like this idea better. So I'm going to take this guy back because I want to keep the size so I know how big it is. But now I'm going to put this last, and I'm going to separate this a little bit so I can work on it. I'm going to separate this guy a little bit, and we're going to do a roof section. So I'm only going to do this one. But I'll have to move this into the middle. So, are you going to go to the home opener? I mean, I'm guessing if you're playing with the band, you probably will. The other question is, because it's one, which way do I make the plates go? It's going to be hard because I can't have plates going both ways. Nope. See, this is tricky because I've copied this from other things, and if you just double click it to release it, it says all linked submodels will be affected by this action. What'll happen, studio tip, if you do this and then I make a bunch of changes, anything that I copied will then change as well. So let me show you what I mean by that. So if I do this and you say okay, and then I change these pieces to like a different color. All right, let's just change them to yellow. And then you say return to main menu or main model. You can see everything that I copied also turns yellow. So I don't really want that. So instead of double clicking it and working on the submodel in the submodel, I'm just going to release it. And then I'll regroup it later. It's distance enough from everything else where I can regroup it. It shouldn't be a problem. Because what I mainly want to do, and this is all still grouped together off of this. I've got so many like nested subgroups that I want to move this guy over, but I also have to figure out so that's pretty much in the middle. It's not going to be exact because it's going to be one of the other two sides of that plate. Oh, that needs to move over as well. Okay. It also depends on where it's going to be able to sit under here, if it works. This is going to be inside the Jumbotron, so if I do some jiggery pokery with how the studs are flipped inside something, as long as it's not too cumbersome, it really won't matter what it looks like. So I'm okay with this. So we'll group all that together again, and we'll slide this, we'll just slide it in to here. And make sure it is lined up properly and actually sits on a thing. And it's right up against the thing, and it needs to be more centered because it needs to fit with the other roofs. So let's group this guy again, move him back, make sure he lines up, and he doesn't. Okay, so Oh, there's release right there. Release. I've got this guy, which should still be okay. So that's going to be a problem because you can see down here, it's on. It's on where it needs to be on the studs, but it's not lined up with the roof. And if I move this other roof section over, it's going to conflict as well. So let's line up the bottom right there. And if you look up here, that overlaps as well. So this needs to move over like half. Let's get this out of the way. And you need to move over like half a stud. But I don't know how to do that. It may be a combination of moving moving over the whole bracket one stud and then moving the roof itself over, like shifting it like this way and then moving the whole thing over. So we're going to try that because I don't know. I don't think the math is going to support that, but we'll find out. So if we move this over one stud and then move all this over. Nope. So what I want to do. That still doesn't do it. Okay, so yeah, I didn't think it would because I'm moving one stud this way and one stud this way, so it's got to be something else. All right, so let me think about this for a hot second. I think if I doubled up on the interior of this, I probably get it just right. So if I added another plate down here and shifted everything over on that one plate, it would be fine. So like if I added another 1 by whatever this is, let's cover that seam. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I put an 8 in there. It's going to be really hard to do because I got to move the whole thing over. May have to rebuild it. Might be easier. That's not what I wanted. Okay, that's a little better. Nope, that's upside down. Losing track of where I am. So this is going to go over that way, but that's not really what I want. But it gives me a chance to put a plate in here. And again, this is going to be underneath, so it doesn't really matter what color it is. And then I'm going to take this whole thing, minus that, and hopefully attach it like so. It's going to complain because it's conflicting with everything in the universe. And then return to model. And this is going to be all wrong because despite it not conflicting. This isn't lined up right with the, I just know it's not. So that needs to move over like right here. And then that needs to attach here, which won't work because that's now, it's in the holes instead of the plates. So this all now hopefully will just go over one stud, and I know it won't. I think that's lined up. My concern is that these snot bricks are actually, and it looks like they probably are. I can't tell. I think that's lined up right. Yeah, that should be good. Okay, so now we go back to the main model. That should be lined up right. Oh, it's not. What? Is it too big? Okay, well, now I don't understand what's happening. This lines up right. Let's look at it from the other way. That lines up right. Does that mean these are over? That means those are over. That's not over far enough. Okay. Well, good thing I caught that. How far over is it? Nope. Looks like it's a whole plate. Man, that stinks. Okay, so I'm really mad at myself for not catching that. Gonna release this whole thing. I think I want the stanchions to stay, but I want the roof itself. I need to group this better. Well, these are kind of stuck because I don't want to have to reselect them, but I will. So if I just select all these. And that's a whole model, that's fine. So now, I think that's where it needs to be. Same thing with this one. This one needs to be way over, which means, ugh, by itself, this is not gonna hold up. Yeah, and I want to keep the stand there because that's where I've anchored it with and then put it through the plate, which means I need to just take, nope. Release, and then I'll just add these to it. I think that's all I needed to move over. We'll find out. If this is like way off, I'm gonna be so upset. God dang it. It's half a plate off on all of them. How come it wasn't half a plate off over here? That worked out fine. Which means now I've got to do the same thing I did in here, which is add another little plate. Oh, you know why? Because this was the thing. It changed. I don't know why I'm missing a thing in there. What plate do I need in here? Is this 16? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Odd numbered plate for in here. Oh, you jerk. Okay. Wait. Okay, what am I doing here? Yeah, this copied what I did with this one. So now that one was all off. So I don't want that. I want this back the way it was. Which is the danger of edit this one and all of the other ones will be edited as well. See how it's doing it? See how it's moving it? I don't want that. Oh man. Move this one out of the way and work on it by itself. This is when people are usually like, this is why I just build so I can make changes without having to worry about the software and all that stuff. And I have to select this whole thing. Oh, nerve-wracking. Just so I can come in here and go, boop. Nope, it worked. Why are you... Okay, there. And I noticed this was off, so I gotta go do this. That needs to go here. That needs to go here. Missed something here. What am I missing here? Oh, okay. Okay. But I think that's lined up wrong, so I think it needs to go over this way. And I don't think it's a full, I think it's a half. So that should, here we go. What's up, Greg? Fixing gargantuan errors with how this is all lined up. How are you? How's your weekend? How was your holiday? Dang it. Nope, no Lego pickups. Oh my God. 2026 is going to be no more day one purchases for at least a year. I'm going to do my best. We're saving up for a trip to the UK at the end of the year. And, oh, it says I dropped some frames. Sorry if I buffered for a little bit there. At some point, I don't know. I think I've determined that I don't really need any more Lego. I like building, but I've also got studio, I've got sorting. I can do MOCs. I've got plenty of sets that I could take apart and sell. Like, I don't need to be buying more stuff for a while. I know Star Wars Day is going to have a new UCS that I'm going to be tempted with. Minas Tirith's going to come out in the middle of the year. The Sauron helmet, buildable helmet or bust or whatever is going to be coming out that I'd like some, that I'm sure I would like to get. What'd you end up getting? But I think I'm done with like the must-have day one spend max amount on it. I think I'm going to wait for sales. I'm going to wait for bulk. I'm going to wait for I'm going to start being a little more thrifty and choosy. As it is, like, I didn't buy everything in 2025 either. Like, I was a little picky. I still bought like some big high-end sets, but like the smaller stuff in between I didn't buy. So does it work out? You sent me oh man, that's cool. That's an official, is that a G1? Or is that like a newer company doing G1 like stuff? Okay, I've got to figure this out. This is bothering me because this, I can't. It's still a half a plate off. And now it's not. So maybe I did need that. That's not even half a stud. It's like a quarter of a stud. It's not half a stud. How many LDUs is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. What's a stud LDU? How many LDU is a single stud? Oh, so it is, no. 16s, no. A stud is 12. A full plate or full section is 20. So 10 would be half. So I'm over by 1 LDU. Yeah, this is what I'm looking at right here. So each one of these incremental moves on this grid is 1 LDU. So if I go back to where it was, here, I'm at 1. I should be able to move this 5 if it's at least half. Because then I could... How high is a plate? 8. That won't make any difference. This is 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1 plate wouldn't have done it. Oh. All right, so this may end up being building, because I don't know how to solve this. This may end up being one, trying to build it and then figuring out where best, because I thought these were equidistant. I guess I could find out how equidistant they actually are. Because this is how I was going to do... Oh, this would be great. I was going to use these as the... They come in white? Are they expensive in white? 4 cents? No, not exactly expensive. I was going to use these as the in-between bits. Oh, you know what? This is the middle one, too. I'm not too worried about that. But I am still worried about it. So let's move this back over. Studio Series 86 Devastator, official Hasbro. So it's official Hasbro. Series 86. I'm wondering if that means like they're throwing it back to like 1986, so pretty close to G1 likeness. See, and that's still like a couple LDUs off. That's so frustrating. So we're going to use these as the brackets in between. Let's just throw this in here. This is like right on the... right above the seating. So like right here. Let's put it right here. Actually a little higher. Wow, I just realized that whole back is like... Oh, it's because it's the scoreboard. Okay. So that's fine. Well, the movie technically is G1. So that would make sense that it's series... So you really can't call it series 83 because that's when the cartoon started, but 86 works. I don't think they were much different in the movie than they were in the cartoon. And again, this is for show. This isn't really adding to the structure. I just want to see what distance we have here. That's not even lined up really well, is it? Because I think I scooched it. Is that better? Yeah. Okay. 2 plates. Round plate. It's going to be one of these. I have a feeling it's like a 1.5 plates, and this is going to bother me with the math. Yep. So this is the same distance as this away, which means I got to figure out what combination of plate and... because it's not a full plate. Is this another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's a quarter of a stud. But a plate is 8. Yeah, I would love an official Lego set. I'm wondering if instead of Megatron, they might do Devastator. Can you imagine a Voltron like where you get, how many Constructicons are there? 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I thought there were 8. How many Constructicons are there? 6. Getting all 6 Constructicons as Lego models that also can turn into Devastator. I mean, that would just be amazing. I would love that. Because then you'd have the idea of like how to make all the other Constructicons. Yeah, this is original G1. So it's similar to yours. It's a little different. I think they took some liberties with, or they made some improvements on some of the things. It's pretty similar. The head's at least a little more centered. You could do the aerial bots, or the Protecticons, and all the other combiners. Basically get the same ideas, you know. As long as you keep the main robot simple, which is like arms in, knees fold up, head pushes down, something like that, where the individual robot's pretty simple. It's almost GoBot-ish. Or smaller Transformer. So I think my problem is I've got these on snot bricks up here, and that's throwing off a lot. And I honestly don't know that that's lined up properly. I don't think it is. And it's hard to tell because the snot brick and the plates don't seem to want to like... I think it may be fine. But, oops. Let's keep this with this guy for now. That guy. I don't want to do these just yet. Group this guy back together. I still want the Dieruger. Is it Fleet Dieruger 5 or Fleet Dieruger? Armored Fleet Dieruger, yeah. The Vehicle Voltron. I think Vehicle Voltron Lego set would be great. There are MOCs about it that you can do, but it's not quite the same size. That's a pretty good one. Totally workable, and it makes a very posable version. This was shared. When did this get posted? I mean, this was almost 10 years ago, just over 9 years ago. Yeah, this is great. Like, I would love the instructions for this. There's PNGs, but no instructions. I wonder if anybody asked. Yep, no responses. But that's super cool. And I don't remember if Dairuger and GoLion were exactly the same size or if one was bigger than the other. And they're different properties from Japan. GoLion was different, Dairuger was different. I also kind of want to still make an Albagos for you. There was a middle universe Voltron called Lightspeed Electroid Albagos, which was middle universe Voltron, basically. Which was 3 robots that combined into one big robot. They actually, I don't think there was a show, but there was, we had the toy. We had this, so we can find the toy of it. Yeah, we had this guy. It was pretty rad. Just take him apart and he turns into a bigger version. You know, Japan loved its combining robots. And then the US loved stealing all the ideas for the combining robots. I would love a Albagos like that. That'd be kind of fun. All 3 Voltron from my childhood. All 3 Voltron that aren't real Voltron. Okay, I don't think... It's hard to tell. I don't think that's 100% lined up. So let's try this. It may just be that the snot bricks are off, but now that I can see, change that. That should be it right there. That should be set, right? It's in between all the tubes. Same with down here. Same with across there. Should be in between all the underneath tubes. Turn to main menu. And what does this do for our alignment? And we're almost done for the day. It's still off. But I think this is now a plate off. Like if I put a plate in here, this is just one plate. Yeah, that's pretty good. I think that's better than it was. I can't tell anymore. Yep. Okay. So now that that's fixed, I can put this, I can put the plate back in here like I had it. Come on, man. Move with me, not against me. And then we're going to do this plate thing again. I'm going to group this all because and And I'll ungroup it later. This angle of getting this plate on here makes me feel like I'm spying on somebody in between these two. Okay. So now return to main model. Should be yay and yay. Okay. So let's see what that does to this guy now. Turn this back on to big chunks. Move this back over. I think it still needs to be moved over, but that's fine. At least I know now that it's slightly off. You can tell because if the bounding box is at the top right here, and there's no gap in that bounding box, right? But then you go down to the bottom and there's a little bit of gap right there. So I'm gonna work on this later. This is still off by just a shave. There. So this should be off by a plate, which means go back in here and add a plate here, which I'm guessing by flipping it, mirroring it from the other side over here, right? These are the same, but then keeping this all together means that this was slightly off. So I'll put plates. The only problem is if I put a plate in here, it's going to throw off this. Oh, actually it won't. Yeah, there's plenty of room in there to do that. So I'll work on this. I don't think I've got anything going on Thursday, so I should be back Thursday. If you guys could, reminder that my brother is running his whatnot, and let's go see if it's still running. I'll put a link in the chat. If you guys like comic books or custom art. Oh, it's ended. But it's going to be the same one every time. It's going to be the same link every time. I think he said that. So, copy link address. Visit that when you can. There's some buy now stuff, like if you want to pre-bid or buy now. This is to help him pay back for his medical expenses from his cancer surgery. I really appreciate it if you did that. If not, please share the link. This is all custom work. Like if you want to buy any artwork. And he also does a lot of selling for just comics that he's got. He's got a lot of comics that he can get rid of. So make sure to check that out. And yeah, let me check my calendar real quick. I've been really bad about calendars lately. Beth and I had a disagreement about calendars lately. We weren't really listening to each other about birthdays and outings and stuff. So yeah, all good. I should be back this Thursday, 8 o'clock as usual. You guys have a good rest of your week. Sorry it was Sunday. You get the Sunday scaries. Sunday sads, going back to work for most of us tomorrow, but I'll see you Thursday. Hopefully you do some Lego related stuff by then, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.